Good morning and welcome to Peace Out, where we are all learning together and working together to peace out. And it's becoming more and more important in the day we live. You know, we started Peace Out because we needed peace because the pandemic was upon us and we didn't know what to expect and we needed to peace out. But now this world is just crazy, right? We still need to peace out, right? It's just crazy how here we are 6 years later. We're into year 7 of Peace Out devotionals, right? And that's close to a decade. That's pretty cool, right? Anyway, and here we are, and we're still learning more and more about Him. We're learning more and more about that peace that He's given us. We learn more and more about His loving kindness, His grace, His mercy, the things He's given us, the kingdom. I think we've learned a lot. I've learned a lot over the last six plus years, and the good thing is that the kingdom of God does not change, no matter what we go through, no matter what comes at us, no matter what struggles we face, mess ups. When we mess up, it doesn't change. God doesn't go, shut the kingdom down. She messed up again. Shut the whole kingdom down. Shut it down. Close it. No, our mistakes, our misunderstandings, our misconceptions don't change the kingdom of God. I love that about God because He's so patient and He just continues to lead us in those ways, right? He just keeps leading us on and into more truth as we absorb what He teaches us. That's the thing I love about the scriptures is they don't change, but as I change, I see new things in it, right? I see a new verse or a new scripture or something. So yesterday we talked about deception. I don't remember what we talked about. I have to think about it. I have to go back and look. But we were here somewhere in Numbers because we hardly ever do anything in Numbers, right? And I don't know, we were talking about a whole bunch of different things. I hope it wasn't the same story I'm talking about today. Pretty sure it's not. So today I want to talk about a very interesting story. Now, it's Numbers 25, and that chapter tells a story. And it just tells one story is all that's in this chapter of Numbers 25. And I remember saying one time, was at a college Bible study I was invited to teach at a college Bible study in Lake Charles when Renella was at McNeese. And so I would drive down like once a month and do that with the Bible study group. And we were talking about Bible heroes. And at the time I said Phineas was my Bible hero. And I remember one of the girls go, he's your hero because he killed someone? Right? And I had to stop and rethink how I was going to reframe that because it shouldn't have come out that way, right? And this is the story of how Phineas killed someone. But that's not the point of this story. What happened was the Midianites came to and the Moabites, the Moabites tricked them. It was Moabites. I got distracted. I was late because I was looking at another verse. I was going, I ran that. So it's not the Midianites, but the Moabites tricked them into, or kind of seduced them is probably a better word, into worshiping their gods. The first part of chapter 25, it says the Israelites were camped at this one place, and some of the men defiled themselves by sleeping with the local Moabite women. They invited them to attend sacrifices to their gods, and soon the Israelites were feasting with them and worshiping the gods of Moab. They're in the middle of the wilderness, y'all. They're in the middle of the wilderness because God went and got their sorry bodies from Egypt, and He's taking them to the promised land, and he's giving them the law, and He's given them His character, and he's trying to, the whole time He's trying to tell them, I got you, I'm taking care of you, right? This whole time. And now they have gone off worshiping other gods. Now, before I get too condemning of this horrible action, I have to say that sometimes I get distracted. It's easy to get distracted. It's quick to go, how dare them? Without realizing so many times we get distracted too. There's so many things vying for our attention. So many things trying to talk us out of trusting God for peace. So many things trying to talk us out of reading the Bible so that we understand the character of God. And my goodness, does time fight us for time to pray and just get to know God more and time to just sit and be quiet and listen to Him. It's a fight in our culture, in this loud and boisterous world. those things are true struggles, right? And so I can't condemn them because I've been distracted too. So I got no judgment, but I don't like it, right? And so God puts a curse on them. Basically, He goes, you know what? You get all those ringleaders, you bring them over here, and you just take care of them, get rid of them. And so they did. And while God is judging them, and you'll just have to go read the story because it's of judgment. Oh, there we go. And while they're experiencing the judgment of God, a dude gets a Midianite woman and goes into his tent. Let's just leave it that way. We're adults, right? But he takes her in his tent. And Phinehas goes, while God is condemning this, while God is revealing this and judging this and bringing us into an account for the sin, you're doing it in front of everybody. So he grabs a spear, he runs in, and he just sticks it through both of them. Now, that's a horrible story. It's horrible. That part is not what makes him one of my heroes. It was his zeal to make it right with God. It was that passion, that passion that he had to go, no, we're not doing this anymore. We're going to serve God. And here's the cool thing is when he did this, God said this, tell him, Phinehas, that I am making my special covenant of peace with him because he showed that because he was passionate on God's behalf. He was passionate about worshiping God and not idols. He was passionate about not getting distracted and drug into sin and idolatry and building altars to false gods and all of that. And man, even though we don't do it physically sometimes, we can get seduced and trapped and sucked into doing it spiritually, right? When we put anything above God, we put anything before him, we have to look around it to look at God. We're out of alignment. We got it messed up, right? And we want to fix that. And Phinehas was passionate about fixing it, right? Whether he did it the right way or not, in their culture, it was acceptable. Let's not go kill anybody. We don't want to do that sort of thing. That's not right, right? Don't do it. But that passion to make it right with God is what I love about him. And to go, no, do you not get this? We're going to fix this. We're going to fix it now. And God made a covenant of peace, an eternal covenant of peace with him right there, which is very interesting to me. Now, as we go on down in this story, God tells them this at the end. He said the phrase I want to pull out in verse 16, they assaulted you with deceit by tricking you into worshiping Baal and Peor and into this. And this is what caused the plague, right? Which was the judgment. But that phrase, they assaulted you with deceit. Think about that. Now, this is the New Living. I don't know what the King James says. I'd have to go back and look. This is the New Living. It says they assaulted you with deceit. Can you draw that parallel to our world today? Aren't we kind of assaulted with deceit? We've got fake news stories. Those who tell the news even can get off slanted in their own biases, and it's supposed to be unbiased reporting, but we do not see that. And that's on both sides. I'm not taking a side. I'm saying they're all guilty of reporting their sides and the stories they want. Propaganda is not talked about as much these days, but is very much a part of the culture of the world today, and trying to get you to think a certain way, trying to distract you from what's really happening over here with this wow story here, right? There's all these, my gosh, there's so many conspiracy theories out there, and some of them even make sense and some of them don't. Some of them are and some of the stories they put on Facebook or on any social media, you're just like, where did this even come from? That's a good sign that you haven't fallen into the trap, right? But we're being assaulted with deceit. We're being constantly tempted to look away from the peace that God gave us. We're under assault to draw us into a battle we don't even need to fight, because God already fought that battle for us. Jesus already put all this stuff on the cross. He already forgave all the sins of all the world. It says he was the King James term says he was the propitiation for the sins of the whole world, which means he doesn't have to go back to the cross every time somebody sins. He covered it all with the cross, right? He covered it all with his sacrifice. His blood was enough and is still enough to cover us today. But we get assaulted with lies, deceit, crazy stuff going on in the world, right? And it's an assault on our mental health, on our spiritual health, it's a crazy place to live. Now, I will tell you that there is a simple solution, but because something's simple doesn't mean it's easy. Does that make sense? There's a simple solution. In Thessalonians, I should have looked that one up, but in Thessalonians it talks about in the end days, there'll be deceit. We'll be assaulted with deceit. We'll be tricked into being distracted, right? So we are definitely being assaulted with deceit these days to see how strong we are in the truth, right? And how much we know and love the truth. And in Thessalonians, it says in the last days, there's going to be a bad deception. And I'm like, well, I get it. We're in the last days because there's some bad deception going on right now. And he says, but it comes because they didn't love the truth. That's the opposite. When we love the truth, we won't be deceived. Now, that doesn't mean it's impossible for us to be deceived, but that's how we counter the assault of deception. When they try to assault us with deception, assault us with lies and conspiracy theorists and biased and propaganda, all of this stuff is coming at us 24/7, whether we're looking on our phone or on the TV and on the ads and on all this. We're being assaulted constantly to try to distract us from what God has given us. The way to fight it is to love the truth. You know, that if you think about it, I don't want to go too long here, but if you think about it, that's really the way to fight everything. Temptation. You know, I'm tempted to do this, but if I love the truth, I'm not going to. You know, because we talk ourselves into okaying this or that because we want to do it, or it feels good, or it feels like it's just what we want to do. You know, that was one of the things in the 70s was just, you know, if it feels good, do it. Do whatever you want to do. It was free reign. And that was kind of cool, but kind of not, right? And so we set ourselves up to be trapped by the enemy when we don't love the truth. And we have to start by telling ourselves the truth. Psalm 101, David says, I will speak truth in my own heart. He's like, I have integrity with myself. If we don't have integrity with ourselves, we don't have integrity with anybody. So that integrity, we want to protect that integrity between us and God. God doesn't buy the lie, even when we do. We go, well, you know, what I was thinking was, see what happened, God was. And he's like, just come back to the truth. We've got to learn that's how we live and exist and win in this crazy, crazy world. Crazy connected, crazy world that we live in is by loving the truth in every situation and every story. And we just got to keep coming back to, but what did God say about that? Here's my plug for read it. You've got to know what he said about stuff, you know, and that's not going to, you know, we're not going to find, oh, we'll just go post this on Facebook in the Bible, right? But we are going to say, cling to what is good. Keep what is pure and holy and righteous and just before your eyes. Keep your mind on these things. Let's just go look at that. And so that's in Philippians 4. You know, that's how we win this war. He says, whatever things, Philippians 4:8. Whatever things, let me find it. Fix your things. Fix your thoughts. Get this brain geared to go to God first. Get this brain geared. It's when deceit comes, when lies come, when deception comes, when struggle comes, when anything comes. Set your mind that this is going to be your foundation and that anchor and what balances you out so you don't get sucked into deception, right? Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right. Think about things that are pure, lovely, and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. This, keep putting into practice all these things you've heard from me. Paul said, not me. And the God of peace will be with you. That's the trick. The trick is loving the truth. And we're going to find it right here. We're going to find when we hold on to the truth, we're not going to be easily tricked into believing just anything that comes across the news feed or media of any kind, whether that's social media or old-fashioned media, traditional media, whatever. When we love the truth, in every matter, we're going to go back to God, to this Prince of Peace, and then the God of peace will be with you. I'm going to make a real quick note here that I'm actually working on a book. I know, old story, right? But it's actually the Last Days Survival Kit. And it's good. The central message is love the truth. That's the only way to survive. So we've got to get rid of that deceit. We don't have to live in a state of being assaulted by deceit. We can hold up the shield of faith, which will quench all the fiery darts of the wicked when we love the truth. Peace out, you guys. Have a great day. I hope I said something that made sense. I'll see you again tomorrow.